I'm live. I'm downstairs here tonight, and originally this video was going to be Zombie 3. So I watched that this morning, and it was interesting. And afterwards, though, I ended up watching Emanuelle and the Last Cannibals. Both of those are from Severin Entertainment. First off, before I start up, I want to thank everybody that's on my Patreon, everybody that's come here, everybody that's donated stuff to the library. Thank you so much, and that's awesome. Hi, Wheels, how's it going? Tonight we are talking about hey, Nethead. Tonight we're talking about a couple things. We are going to be talking about well, the big Vinegar Syndrome announcement that happened today that I'm very excited about. And of course, we're going to talk about a little bit about Zombie 3 and a little bit about Emanuelle and the Last Cannibals, which is honestly, it's probably the one I was more intrigued by of the two films. Although I do like Zombie 3, I don't think I was in the mood for it today. Did you miss the Vinegar Syndrome announcement? I don't know, did you? Do you want to start the Vinegar Syndrome thing? Do you guys want to start there? All right, let's start there. So, Vinegar Syndrome is putting out, of course, Tammy the T-Rex. It's one of their Black Friday films. Until today, what we knew was that Tammy the T-Rex was coming out on Blu-ray. And then Vinegar Syndrome ended up, bear with me for a second, because I do want to show this. Showing this. So in case you don't quite see that, that's Tammy the T-Rex coming in, hey Cinema Dave, coming in 4K. Not a 4K restoration, brought down. Oh no, the first 4K release. See, the all 4K, most all 4K release, a lot of 4K releases are done with black cases. It will still be coming out on Blu-ray, but if you're like me, hey, if I'm a stranger, and you've got like a 4K system, and all of a sudden, a genre company, a boutique label genre company, is diving into the 4K world. Like you can find all the latest type movies usually out on 4K. You can get it, or you can sometimes find catalog titles like Christine or 2001 or The Shining. But you find a lot of stuff, the newer stuff as well. But this, for me, it's the first big time that an actual genre label is going into 4K. Now, some of you are going to say Suspiria with Synapse, which is true. But, oh, okay. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it's good news. But, yeah, Suspiria was put out last year. And after the exactly, and after we saw, that came out, then they're coming out with 4K now. But Vinegar Syndrome is rolling the dice and putting out a Blu-ray and a 4K release together. I'm guessing that it is. I would say it would be. Yeah. Jaws you got to see, but like, there's a difference when you think about like a Jaws or The Shining or something like that. These are all major studio releases. They are catalog titles. You expect these to eventually reach 4K. You really do. But when you see something like Tammy and the T-Rex from Vinegar Syndrome coming out in 4K, that's when you realize, okay, maybe there is a bit more to 4K and to the whole collector mentality than previously thought. Maybe we will get to see a lot of like different kind of cooler movies there. So if you have a 4K TV and a 4K player, I recommend definitely pick it up. It it should be pretty awesome. And if you grab this one, that also means other releases in the future, and maybe some back releases from Vinegar Syndrome stuff, will get 4K treatment as well. And this is not just 4K treatment put onto Blu-ray. No, this is a 4K UHD disc, which is amazing. There, a while back, a lot of us here never thought we would see Tammy and the T-Rex on Blu-ray. We never thought we'd see it uncut on Blu-ray. We never thought we'd see it get a special edition. We definitely never thought it was going to go on 4K. Maybe not, Jesse. That's the thing. If people buy Tammy and the T-Rex, if this sells well, it is going to, it's going to be like a sign. People vote with their dollar. People always say, "Oh, I don't. There's too many of this being made," or "I'd like to see more of this made." You want to see more of this? No, buy these. Before 4K release, Mug, I got to be honest with you, that $35 is not a bad price. Like, I would buy that, like in a second, and I am going to buy it. That's a given. And the work that's put into a 4K, this $35 is actually a really good price. There's a lot of 4Ks that are super expensive. Look at The Shining right now. That's actually really expensive. It is. That's the thing, Nethead. The fact that there's smaller studios that are getting into 4K, because there's been a lot of people like that have been like, well, and I see this all the time, and they're like, well, I'm not sure about the 4K. The human eye can't see that many pixels, and if anybody tells you that, or they list that on any comment, that they don't understand what the whole concept of 4K is. If they think it's all about like pixel clarity, it's really not. But there is a big difference. There's colors on 4K that just are not available on regular 1080p discs. That's just that's a fact. It can look a lot more like the actual film did in theater. But I'm excited. I'm super excited about this. I never expected it. Exactly, more detailed colors. Did you have a 4K net? I'm guessing you do. Last year was 2 years. Last year? No, the year before last, we decided to go. We went 4K. That was last year. Last year, we were in our old house. I bought an Xbox One for Black Friday, and we bought The Mummy. The one nobody likes. I said, but it was like the 4K edition was. And the regular edition was the exact same price. So we said, we'll buy the 4K edition. We'll, even if we don't like the movie, we'll watch the Blu-ray, and we'll future-proof ourselves. So 2 days later, what might even be 2 days later, there was a sale going on 4K TVs. I saw it online. I was going to tell my better half she was already asleep, so I went to sleep. Actually, I went to the next room because I knew I was going to be snoring. I didn't want to wake her up. So I wake up, and she's sitting on the side of the bed, and she's like, "You're up." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I stepped over there because I want to wake you up." I said, "There's 4K TVs on sale," and I'm like, "Okay." So we have to get one. So we did, and it came a week later. And after some tweaking and stuff, because you always do that, we definitely never looked back. And almost every TV, like the newer ones that are out there now, are 4K anyway. Well, it is insane what's out there. What you can do we're so lucky. We live in such an age where we can actually stay at home. We got a nice, a decent screen TV. We got a 4K system. We can watch a movie like we would in the theater without having to worry about all the annoying, like, talking people or people kicking back your seats or me having to rage at somebody, that type of thing. So that's always a good thing. Anyway, so that's the announcement. Tammy the T-Rex is coming to Vinegar Syndrome, their very first 4K. They have beaten Scream Factory, they have beaten Arrow, they have beaten Severin, they have beaten Blue Underground to an actual 4K disc. They have done it. They're the boutique label that has done it, and they're putting it out in November. So if you've got a 4K setup, this is your first. This is it. This is the first 4K exploitation genre film being put out. Yeah, yeah, I do actually. Cinema Dave. I think they've gotten definitely a lot more affordable to the point. Like my dad is definitely one that would drag his feet on stuff like that. Not because he set in his way type thing, but he is looking now at a 4K TV. When I was there at their last, all right. When I was at their last, basically we went and started looking at the 4K TVs because that's what they want to get. They want to grab a 4K TV, and they've had their TV for a few years, so they really do need it. Welcome back. Hopefully, the doctor's news was good. For me, I got I don't have like a big set. I got like a 4K TV. I just got a 55 inch now. I'm gonna go to 65 next time around. I think that's the perfect spot for me. But I got like the sound system. Not an expensive one, just a Sonos, and two subwoofers, and got the Xbox One. So and it was nice little setup. It works. You tweak it a bit. It works great. You can go online if you don't want to be paying someone to go to do your TV settings for you, which I did not want to do because it was like $100. I went online and I found the settings online, and I just tweaked the settings online. And you will not believe the difference in some films. Isn't that crazy? I hate that, Anthony. What's my favorite popcorn? But I've never really done any of that. I see that people do that all the time. Like they have popcorn and they put stuff in it, candies and that, which I think is a genius idea. But I never even thought about it. I never did that as a kid. Basically, for me, it's just butter, lots, and I think I will actually, lots and lots of butter. And my better half can't eat it when I have it like that. But I mean, my hands are drenched in grease. It's horrible. But I definitely do. Hey, Robert. Mine is only 55 right now. The sweet size, I say is about 65, but 55 is decent. Especially it depends on the size of your living room as well. You're gonna want something actually that's gonna be suited for your room. There are people that'll tell you, if you got anything less than a 55, it's not you're not gonna get the pixel clarity type of thing. It's not gonna you're not gonna tell the difference. But you will, Robert. You'll still tell the difference, and you'll tell the difference because you're gonna get a higher color contrast, as well as better sound with the right sound system. Maybe it's their first film. I don't know, but I still think that's kind of rude. But that's just me. But I'm excited about this. That's a great size. 60 inches is a great size. What's the best looking 4K movie that I watched? John Wick is definitely up there. Both of them, both parts 1 and 2, look incredible. But 2001 looked amazing. Although a lot of people will disagree with me on this one, I thought Halloween looked utterly fantastic on 4K. But I'm trying to think of the one that stood out the most. Because there were certain ones. I mean, let me tell you ones that didn't really stand out a lot. A lot of the Marvel films. DC's Justice League. You thought it would be not so much. But it's the older films that are the real winners. Like something like Tammy and the T-Rex. This, you're talking about film. You can restore it. Newer stuff, it's already done on digital. Most of the time, it's already usually shot on digital. You're not going to get as big a jump in quality transfer as you will, say a movie like Grease, for instance. Grease, which I don't own it, but I've seen the 4K Grease at the store. It looked amazing, and I regret not getting it because I can't find it around here now, and it got expensive online. So hopefully I will. And that's the thing. This is This is a pin dropping. This is step one, Jesse. Vinegar Syndrome are releasing Tammy and the T-Rex on 4K. Can you imagine if they, like I said, Dolomite came out on 4K, or some of the early stuff for the adult like film fans? Can you imagine if one of those came out on 4K? If like if they came out and they said, okay, we're going to do, and I'm going to try to leave them with not a with a less raunchy title, Taboo, the Taboo series. So that we're going to put the Taboo series, the ones that came out in theater, one's the four, not the rest of them. There's a lot, and out on 4K. I would buy that. No 4K TV there, but are you tempted? Are you tempted now that there's possibility of getting your genre films in 4K? And it's not just like movies you've already got, like the Evil Deads or the Exorcists or the Halloweens or the Shinings or stuff like that. There's so much out there now. And now that you know that a label like Vinegar Syndrome, and that was what Vinegar Syndrome is known for. Greece is supposed to be really, really good in that. I don't know what the streaming one is like. I'd say it's pretty much similar. You're always going to lose a bit of like quality when you're streaming it, but if you can get a 4K physical disc, it's always a better way to go. But either way, you're going to get great quality. All three packages by Christmas. It makes sense, Dave, to be honest with you. Because somebody's Evil Town in 4K. Yeah, why not? But think of the stuff that's yet to come out. Think of the movies that... Imagine this. Okay, think about this. You got your 4K set up. You're all ready to go. You got your Tammy T-Rex. All of a sudden, Fade to Black is announced in 4K. Hey, Daz, welcome. Wouldn't that make you want it? Because, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but Fade to Black is one of my big wants. So if somebody put out Fade to Black in 4K, that would be there in a second. I would be there in a heartbeat for that one. Big Dennis Christopher fan, big fan of that film. Daz, you know about the Tammy and the T-Rex 4K, right? I'm super excited. I haven't even got to the film yet. Like, I'm going to be talking about a couple films that I watched, because this is the 31 Days of Live Horror. But sometimes big news comes out that kind of shifts things around a bit. Really? Well, yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex, a Vinegar Syndrome release. Vinegar Syndrome are releasing it, and that changes the game. People that are collecting that have said, I'm just going to stick with Blu-ray because, Scream Factory, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, they don't do 4K. You can bet that Scream Factory and Severin especially, is going to be looking very, very carefully at how well Tammy and the T-Rex sells. Don't worry, Mike, I'm getting to it. But I got to take off the slipcover because there's a nudity on the... I'm going to grab the 4K edition. Now, the 4K edition, Warlock, I think it comes as a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. So if you are 4K, oh, that would be awesome, Cropsy. Then you're there. If you're thinking of going 4K in the future, you're still going to watch it because it'll be 4K Blu-ray combo pack. All right, so this is Emanuelle and the Last Cannibal, which is a Laura Gemser film. And Laura Gemser's Emanuelle is very different from the Silver Crystal Emanuelle. Now, it does have I got to do this carefully, a slipcover, which is gorgeously painted. I have to actually cover some stuff up there. If you can get the slipcover one, get it. It's really cool. But Laura Gemser, the Silver Crystal Emanuelle, if you watch those Emanuelle films, basically they are about the sexual exploration, sexual awakening of the character of Emanuelle through various people that she meets. Now, the Laura Gemser Emanuelle films still have the sex exploitation aspect to them, but the take her character and the kind of give her more of an active role in a lot of the films, as opposed to as a passive character. That would be awesome, Robert. I haven't. I'm waiting for the sale. And they made her a journalist. So the Laura Gemser character of Emanuelle is a journalist. and that is they're able to like do different like stories. So this is kind of like going into the horror aspect of like Emanuelle going there for the first time. I don't really consider it like unless it's a genre like Tammy the T Rex. That's a genre release. Scream Factory putting out a nature documentary doesn't doesn't count as a Scream Factory. That's a Shit Factory nature documentary. Uh, Tammy the T Rex is the actual first one. So basically, the way this starts is Emanuelle is a journalist. She finds out about a girl that that has been found who who's feral. Basically, she actually bit the I think the doctor, the nurse, something like that. So Emanuelle goes to interview her and uses special interview techniques, which I can't say on the channel, which you just had to watch. There is the Suspiria one is coming as well. I do. I know it's their General. I know it's Suspiria, but it's almost that one was almost given for me. Tammy and the T Rex is like is an out of nowhere type of thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm excited about both of them. I will be buying Tammy and the T Rex before Suspiria because I got the really good Blu-ray of Suspiria, and I the thing that's killing me is that Synapse put out Suspiria, right? Definitely a lot less known. And then, like, instead of this is the best version of Suspiria, Dawes knows what this. Those interview techniques. Yeah, but Vinegar Syndrome went, like they didn't wait and see how Tammy T Rex was going to say. Oh no, they came out. They did it. They said, "Here, this is what it is." Well, the outer space ones were with oh God, it's another actress. I think Krista Allen is her name. She was the second actress to play Billy on Days of Our Lives. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. But anyway, so she sets off with some people to find this lost tribe, this like lost cannibal tribe. And there's a well, I don't know. I mean, like if you most of the wait a minute. What you realize that 4K discs are region free, right? Like the Blu-ray will be on a different region, so you'd have to play it on a different player there. But 4K discs are region free. So if I get a 4K from UK, for instance, I can play that 4K disc in my North American Xbox or my or North American 4K player. No, you can go in at any time. You don't need to watch any Emanuelle. It's not like not like the original like series where it does kind of have like a little bit of a following story. Not a lot. Actually, you can really go into any of the Emanuelles, the regular ones, like the Lord Gemps ones, especially. Like at any point, you're not missing or losing anything out. So basically, in the film, she goes out to she meets this guy who becomes her lover, and there's this younger girl, and there's this couple that I don't want to give it all away. It's fun. It's really fun. Oh yeah, yeah. 4K is region free. Only the only discs that wouldn't be region free in a 4K release are the discs that's not 4K. But 4K is the first, as far as I know, it's the first like is it the first physical media that is region free? But there's some decent gore effects in it. It doesn't go overboard. I'm not a huge cannibal person. You guys know that. I've mentioned that on my channel lots of times. But I really did like this film. The characters were well done. They're fleshed out a bit. There's definitely some decent gore. If you like gore, you're going to get it. They don't skimp on that. But animal cruelty free, so that you're safe there. But and definitely a decent a decent story, which was surprising. I'm not usually into cannibal films, so Emanuelle I thought would be like a nice segue for me into the cannibal stuff because I've seen stuff like Cannibal Ferox, Cannibal Holocaust, and I'll be honest with you, you know, I can appreciate certain films for what they do, but they're not my type of film. But I definitely did like, I thoroughly enjoyed Emanuelle and the Last Cannibals. Oh yeah, it's the same as the Blu-ray player that plays DVDs. 4K player plays 4Ks and Blu-rays and DVDs. Now, the 4K player for that region obviously is going to play the Blu-rays and DVDs of that region. But any 4K discs, that whether you buy them from Japan or you buy them from North America or you buy them from the UK, 4K discs are region free. It's one of the big things about 4K is that you can go around the world. You go to Japan, for instance, you can be like beat 'em ups and go to Japan and buy some 4K releases, and and you're cool. Come home, play them on your system. Oh, boredom. Vinegar Syndrome is doing the first 4K release. Tammy and the T-Rex is coming in 4K. Not a 4K restoration. That's on a Blu-ray. Yeah, you can buy that. But an actual 4K UHD disc. Is it your first time, Dave? Vampire Lesbos. There's the English audio for the Vampire Lesbos, as far as I remember. I've got it over there. Um, I'd have to look at it again though. I know, but like I was totally shocked. Full on UHD. That is amazing. That is an awesome player, Robert. Was it expensive? 70 points. Actually, yeah. Dave, see, Vinegar Syndrome started out in I think it was 2012, around there. The Yeah, this is their sixth or seventh year, or the seventh year going on. So in 2012, the first re-releases came out around late 2012 or 2013, somewhere like that. Originally, what they were a restoration company, and they did an Indiegogo to do a couple films. No, 4K is the popular one, right? It's like the biggest right now. Yeah, that is pricey, but I bet it was worth it, Robert. But they started like, because they got noticed originally because of the fact that there were adult films and they were giving them like the type of service that you would give like an Arrow or Screen Factory release. But as they went on, they did like more kind of like different stuff and exploitation stuff, and they went into horror. And when they went into horror, and they really started doing a lot of the horror releases, they became very popular, and it steamrolled. And Vinegar Syndrome is now one of the most popular companies out there, right up there with Scream Factory and Arrow Video, in my opinion. And their last sale went insane. They do sales twice a year, halfway to Black Friday and coming in November when the Tammy and T-Rex comes out, the Black Friday sale, which is the one that everybody waits for. I keep it. I kind of keep it on the unsexy part of it, and just talk about the cannibal aspect of it, because kids can come in. So I'm just going to be talking about like that part. Then you can watch the film yourself and go there. So 8K. I saw mentions of 8K there. So my thoughts on 8K is that are we going to get to see 8K discs? Probably not anytime in the near future, if at all. When you look at an 8K TV, what they're looking at is like a 4K TV with 4K disc, like I mentioned earlier on. Somebody mentioned 4K streaming. 4K, it's incredible. But here's the thing: 8K, there's only, obviously it's only so much that it's not priced well at all, Warlock, right now. 8K is for streaming and for gaming. It's not going to be for. I don't see 8K being for a physical medium. So the thought of an 8K disc, I don't think we're going to see that. If I think that 4K is going to be, this is where it's going. This is as far as we're going with the physical media right now. Let's be honest. There's a lot of streaming stuff out there, but 8K will be used to give 4K streaming and gaming better quality, better clarity. Because right now, 4K streaming that as isn't as good as a 4K disc. It's definitely, it's clear, but obviously the 4K is just a bit clearer. with 8K with an 8K TV, then they're hoping to get the streaming level up to 4K quality, uh, and for games just a bit above, because that's where what all comes into for that type of stuff. 4K is about as clear as you want to see some of the stuff. You can do a non-hardcore version of it, DOS, I think. But for me, it's just too pricey. I normally don't have enough money then. I do agree, Warlock, actually. I was actually thinking, I'm guessing that, well, Jesse, because you know they're going to need that awesome slipcover. They've already announced the slipcover. But if you've got a 4K system, buy the Tammy and the T-Rex in 4K, because I want to see more Scream Fact, see more Vinegar Syndromes come out in 4K, and see other companies follow Vinegar Syndrome's lead. The only way that's going to happen is if we actually buy the stuff. Be one of the people that buys the very first North American 4K boutique exploitation disc. Because this is it, guys. This is the first. This is a first. Well, Hannibals is mainstream. So kudos on Kino for that. But there's a huge difference in a Hannibal film and a Tammy and the T-Rex film. I'm actually not a huge fan of Hannibal, to be honest with you. But Manhunter is still my favorite out of that franchise. You know, the TV series, of course. Yeah. Of course I've seen Tammy and the T-Rex. But have you seen the uncut version of Tammy and the T-Rex, Logan? But Logan, you didn't like Evil Speak, and Evil Speak was genius. Then how can you say it's terrible if you haven't seen it? Tammy and the T-Rex was a movie that was initially made like, it's got like an early Paul Walker, it's got Denise Richards. God, what's his name? It's got the guy from Bernie, Weekend at Bernie's, right? Terry Kaiser, right? Terry Kaiser. Because I think is it Terry Kaiser? Terry Kaiser, who's the... So it initially had gore and all this stuff into it, which got taken out to give it kind of a more, meant to give it a more kiddie appeal. But the film isn't a kiddie film. So it didn't make sense, and the film kind of got lost, kind of somewhere in between. There's certain films that just have this kind of weird uniqueness to them, and so. Oh, you mean the DVD up? Oh, I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, it has a weird uniqueness to it. Logan, come on, tell me are you not getting Tammy and T-Rex? This, Logan, is the first 4K North American exploitation genre film from a genre label company. It's the first one that's coming out. This is a trailblazer. But I guess if you don't like the film, it's not going to be much of a trailblazer for you. But it is. This does well. We see more 4K, and maybe 4Ks that you do like, Logan. Maybe some stuff there, like I mentioned earlier. Imagine Fade to Black in 4K, or Massacre at Central High. Somebody mentioned that one. Imagine that in 4K, or some releases like that. Or for me, imagine Night Eyes, the Night Eyes quadrilogy, or the Body Chemistry films in 4K. Oh, hell yeah, I would buy those. Vinegar Syndrome has always been, hey JJ, welcome man, has always been ahead when it comes to thinking, when it comes to marketing, comes to public relations, it comes to getting stuff like this done. Well, you have to understand, Boredom. Tammy and the T-Rex is a film like it's a film that not that like a lot of people don't know, and that people that do know about it don't own it. It's never been released uncut. It it's the perfect type of title for them to start with. Actually, yes, I was actually a little peeved with Vinegar Syndrome on that. They did the label up for my thing on the 21st, but they only received my package. The my package was only received today, and of course, as you guys know, I will be doing my unboxing right here live. Exactly, and that's and Logan. That's what I was actually talking before. Older films do you get a lot more out of a 4K well done restoration, and this is going to be the first 4K restoration. But I think we can pretty much all safely agree that Vinegar Syndrome's restorations on their films are pretty incredible. So I'm excited to see. Oh, you know, I went for the whole October package, Cropsey. No, no. New York Ripper did what's a 4K Blu-ray restoration. So what that means is that they will use 4K restoration on it, and then they will like a scan, like Crop said, and they will put it down to Blu-ray. So it'll look as good as it can on a Blu-ray. There was a Blu-ray.com or something like that where somebody mentioned, I don't know, they picked up the Omen set. Hey, Danuch, welcome, man. And they're like, hey, I thought the Omen was going to be in 4K. And they're like, and everybody was like, why would you think the Omen was going to be in 4K? Is there a specific film stock release to get? No, because look at it now. All the new films are coming out in 4K, and a lot of those are shot digitally. But if you have the original like film elements of a movie, that's why older ones do tend to do better when they're restored properly. Uh, I got what you meant. I had to read it twice a while. They tend to be the ones that stand out. They tend to be the ones that you look at and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe it looks this good. I'm excited. So aside from Emanuelle Cannibals, I also watched Zombie 3, which was fun. You could tell that direction was taken over at a point. Mac, so yeah, I gotta get that. I think Shout put that out. I gotta get that movie. I haven't seen it since I was younger. Because Mac and Me came out when I was younger. I was a teen, right? That's the one I think we went with Reese's Pieces or something like that. But yeah, I watched Zombie 3, which was pretty cool. But I just couldn't get into it. It was just like, I think so. It's the one with the ashes. So you get like zombie birds in there as well. And it's not the birds one. That's Zombie 5. But there's zombie birds, and there's like there's this thing called Zero One. I think, no, or Death One. What's it called? It's called Death One. No, Death One. It's called Death One. It's this thing that basically that ends up bringing people back from the dead, and they try to escape from this island where this general is at. It's a it was a fun film, but I've got to rewatch it because I just my my mind. No, no, I love Zombie 3. It's just when I watched it, I wasn't in the right mood to watch it, so I was distracted. So I knew I couldn't talk about Zombie 3 and give good analysis of it or decent analysis. So after I had my shower, I watched Emanuelle and the Last Cannibal. It's a fun little film, and it's definitely visually very cool. And yeah, you can tell like near the end of the film, what he thinks. There's a part where basically most of the cast is gone. Um, so yeah, because he came back to do like reshoots, like type of thing. Bruno Mattei directed a lot. Now I listened to a bit like the interview and stuff, and basically some of the actors that were in it like were only there for the Lucio Fulci stuff, so they did not know there's another director that came in and directed stuff afterwards. Oh no, I made it past the Flying Zombie, and I made it all the way through. It's just I was doing stuff at the time, like I had like chores to do. I was like doing the litter and getting dishes done upstairs, and like just cleaning the sink and stuff like that. Full Moon Features, what's that? Is that another show? I would be very surprised if 4K got spent on things. Full Moon Sale. Oh, I did not know about the Full Moon Sale Dungeon. Thanks for letting me know though. Zombie 2. Yeah, I remember the guest stage. I saw that part. Uh, it was cool. I just got to go back and rewatch it. I was gonna watch Zombie 3 and Zombie 4, but I had so much to do. This is my only day off until like Sunday, so I I didn't get to relax the way that I thought I was going to. Oh, there's way too many sales. Let's see. I'm gonna check something here. I gotta. My better half is in Morocco, so just to let you know, I'm probably gonna have to go in a little bit because we get to FaceTime once a night, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that. And she got to see her friends today for the first time in a while. The last time she was there, she was only there for a couple weeks, and she was a little bit down because her, 'cause, she didn't like her and her friends were like ships in the night, kind of missing each other. But she got to see a bunch of her friends from high school and stuff. So that should be interesting. Hopefully, she'll get to see him a few times while she's there. Because she's on vacation, she should be enjoying herself. Some time with the family, some time with the friends, go out, have some drinks, that type of stuff. Oh yeah, she deserves it, man. Arrow has Arrow got dropped 14 titles that are on for £5 each on sale. Now I think like one or two of them have already sold out, but they may come back in. But for Arrow's like Shocktober, whatever they're calling it, sale, they're going to be there's going to be there's 14 titles. You go to their webpage, you'll see it, and there's like some stuff. I think the stuff for is one of them that's sold out. I think most Shameless titles uh, are region free, and if a sale happens this weekend and you want me to, if Sunday for sure, I should be able to. Yeah, I should be able to look at like if it's a particular item that you're wondering about. That'll be interesting, because there were some interesting titles there. I know some of it. That's true for some for sure, because Lisa and the Devil is one of those titles, and that is a Mara Bava title. I'm surprised all the Mara Bava titles aren't. The original Sartana, yes, I did. I think. Let's go over really quickly because I got to actually go in like 2 minutes. So did I? Yep. So the original Sartana set had a booklet. This one right here, actually. That is about 60 or 80 pages. So if it's the first set and the booklet's not there, find out why. It's only the first 1,000 get booklets nowadays, even for box sets though. I think box sets all like normally should have booklets unless it's a reprint. like like the House one, basically. I bought the reprint of the House box set, so that is a that one is a. All right, okay, guys. Hey, I have to go. I apologize. My better half is just getting home, and over in Morocco, it's after. Oh, Shameless definitely still exists. Actually, they're being distributed by Arrow now. So if you go look at Arrow's website, you'll see them there. So I do apologize, but my better half is just getting home, and she's super tired. It's much later over in Morocco, and I want to say goodnight to her because I'm a big sook when it comes to my better half. Have a great evening. Remember, 4K coming into the genre world. Pretty awesome. I will see you next time, and I'll try to try to make it up tomorrow and do like an even bigger one. There, guys. Thanks.